Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Gold IRA Blueprint podcast. We're doing something a little different today. We're going to call this a deep dive.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're taking one specific topic and just going really deep on it. And today that topic is going to be gold IRAs and how they can play a role in a retiree's financial strategy,
Okay.
specifically focusing on passing down wealth to the next generation.
Gotcha.
And all of this is based on excerpts from a really insightful piece called "The Best Ways to Pass Down Gold IRAs to the Next Generation."
Sounds interesting.
And I can't wait to unpack it with you. Before we get started, though, I do want to remind everyone we have a fantastic free checklist available at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Nice.
It's packed with tips to help you choose the right gold IRA company
Awesome.
so you can feel confident about your choices.
All right, let's get into it.
So the article really emphasizes this need for diversification in retirement planning and why it's so crucial, especially as we approach our golden years.
Right. Well, retirement planning, it's all about protecting your wealth and ensuring a steady income stream when you're no longer working. And traditional assets like stocks and bonds and even real estate each have their own strengths, but also limitations.
Like what?
Well, for instance, stocks can be volatile.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bonds might not keep pace with inflation, and real estate isn't always easy to convert to cash quickly.
Yeah, true.
So diversifying your portfolio means spreading your investments across different asset classes to reduce risk. If one investment performs poorly, others can potentially cushion the blow.
Gotcha. Makes sense. It's like not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
And that's where gold IRAs come in.
Right.
But before we get into the specifics, what exactly is a gold IRA?
So a gold IRA is essentially a self-directed individual retirement account, but instead of holding paper assets like stocks and bonds, it allows you to hold physical gold as well as other precious metals like silver, platinum, or palladium.
So you're actually holding the physical gold.
Exactly. It's important to remember that you own these physical assets and they're held in a secure IRS-approved depository for safekeeping.
So you're not just investing in like a piece of paper that represents gold. You're holding
Yeah.
the real thing.
Precisely.
Wow.
And the beauty of a gold IRA is that it offers similar tax advantages to traditional IRAs. So your investments grow tax-deferred, meaning you don't pay taxes on any gains until you withdraw the funds during retirement.
Oh, that's great, especially when you're trying to like stretch those retirement dollars further.
Right.
So the source goes beyond just like the technicalities.
Yeah.
It highlights some compelling benefits of gold IRAs, specifically for retirees.
Yeah.
And one that stands out especially in today's economic climate is how it can act as a hedge against inflation.
Yeah, that's a big one. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of your money over time.
Yeah.
The same amount of dollars buys you less and less as prices rise. However, gold has historically held its value incredibly well, even during periods of high inflation. Think about it. The value of paper money is constantly fluctuating, but gold is a tangible asset with inherent value.
Yeah. That's a reassuring thought, especially as we see prices going up on everything from groceries to gas.
Absolutely. And the source even includes some powerful examples of how this plays out in real life. They talk about John from Florida, whose gold IRA remained stable while the stock market took a hit during the pandemic.
Oh,
And then there's Sarah from California, who used her gold IRA to protect her fixed income from being eaten away by rising prices.
interesting.
These are real people who experienced firsthand the benefits of diversifying with gold.
Wow, those stories really bring it home. It's not just theory, it's making a tangible difference in people's lives.
Exactly. And beyond inflation, another key benefit of gold IRAs is protection from market volatility. Unlike stocks, which can swing wildly up and down, gold tends to be less correlated to those fluctuations. It can add a level of stability to your overall portfolio, which is especially crucial as you approach retirement and can't afford to take on as much risk.
It's like having a safety net during a financial storm.
That's a great way to put it.
But the source doesn't stop there. It also talks about the potential for asset growth with gold IRAs.
Right. It's important to address that. While gold might not offer the rapid growth potential of some high-risk investments, it has consistently held its value over time.
Okay.
This long-term perspective is what makes gold such an attractive option for those focused on preserving wealth and potentially seeing it grow steadily.
So it's not about getting rich quick, but rather about protecting and steadily building your wealth over time.
Exactly.
And speaking of building wealth, there's a lot of buzz around gold as a hedge against market crashes. The source doesn't shy away from addressing this.
What's interesting here is that gold doesn't necessarily skyrocket in value during a market crash, but it tends to hold steady. This means that while other investments might be plummeting, gold often acts as a safe haven, preserving your capital during times of turmoil. It's not about making huge profits during a crash, but rather about mitigating losses and preserving your hard-earned savings.
That's a really important distinction.
It is. It's like having that anchor, during a storm.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of leads us to this really fascinating aspect of gold IRAs that the source dives into, which is passing them down to the next generation. This is where things get interesting, especially for those of us who want to make sure our hard-earned wealth continues to benefit our families for years to come.
Right. It's about creating a lasting legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And gold IRAs offer a unique way to do just that.
How so?
Well, the source outlines a clear path for making this happen, starting with the importance of designating beneficiaries for your gold IRA.
Oh, okay.
This step is crucial because it determines who inherits the account after you're gone,
I see.
bypassing the often complex and time-consuming probate process.
So it's like simplifying the inheritance process for your loved ones,
Right.
making things easier during what can already be a difficult time.
Exactly. However, simply naming beneficiaries is only the first step.
Okay.
The source wisely recommends involving a financial advisor who specializes in inherited IRAs,
Gotcha.
particularly those involving precious metals.
Hmm.
This expert guidance can help your beneficiaries navigate the intricacies of managing and distributing the inherited assets.
So like they have someone to kind of guide them through it all?
Exactly, ensuring they comply with IRS regulations and avoid any potential penalties.
Okay. Important stuff. It sounds like there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to inheriting a gold IRA.
There can be.
What advice does the source offer for ensuring like a seamless transition and empowering beneficiaries to manage this inheritance wisely?
The key is open communication.
Communication.
Having conversations with your loved ones about your intentions for the gold IRA, explaining the basics, and introducing them to your chosen financial advisor can make a world of difference.
Yeah.
It empowers them to take ownership of their inheritance and continue building upon the legacy you've established.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
It's not just about passing down wealth, it's about passing down financial literacy
Right.
and the
But-
tools for continued success.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening who wants to explore this further, don't forget about that free checklist over at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Right.
It's full of helpful tips for getting started.
So we talked about passing it down to the next generation, but I also want to touch on a point that the source makes about gold's enduring value throughout history.
Yeah.
It's something that resonates with me, especially in a world that often feels unpredictable.
Well, what's fascinating is that gold has been a store of value for centuries,
Wow.
transcending economic cycles and political shifts. It's a tangible asset with intrinsic value, something people have turned to in times of uncertainty and turmoil. That historical context adds another layer of significance to the discussion of gold IRAs. It's not just about numbers on a screen, it's about holding a piece of history,
Wow.
a symbol of enduring value that has stood the test of time.
It's about connecting to something larger than ourselves, right?
Yeah.
To a legacy of financial security that has spanned generations. And that sense of connection can be incredibly reassuring, especially when we're facing an uncertain future.
I agree that enduring value is something to contemplate as we think about retirement planning and building a legacy for future generations. It's about providing a sense of stability and continuity, knowing that the wealth we've worked hard to build can continue to benefit our loved ones for years to come.
Beautifully said. And that leads us to a crucial aspect of setting up a gold IRA, choosing the right provider. The source offers some excellent guidance on navigating this often overwhelming process. What are some of the key things to look for when evaluating potential providers?
Well, first and foremost, look for accreditation from reputable organizations like the Better Business Bureau.
The BB.
Exactly. This signifies that the company adheres to high ethical standards and has a proven track record of customer satisfaction. Think of it as a seal of approval, giving you peace of mind that you're dealing with a trustworthy company.
It's like checking credentials before entrusting someone with your health or legal matters.
Right.
You want that assurance that they meet certain standards.
Precisely. Beyond accreditation, transparency is paramount. Look for providers who are upfront about all fees associated with setting up and maintaining your account, including storage fees for the physical gold.
Okay.
Hidden fees can chip away at your returns over time, so having a clear understanding of all costs involved is crucial.
It's about having all the cards on the table
Exactly.
so you can make an informed decision.
Right, and just like you wouldn't trust your health to a general practitioner for a specialized surgery,
Yeah.
you want a gold IRA provider specializing in this specific area. They'll have a deep understanding of IRS regulations, the nuances of precious metals, investments, and best practices for managing your account. This expertise can make all the difference in maximizing the benefits of your gold IRA.
It's like having a seasoned guide to navigate this complex world of finance, someone who speaks the language.
Right.
But with so many companies out there, how do you even begin to find these reputable providers? It can feel overwhelming.
That's where research comes in. Start by checking online reviews from other clients
Okay.
to get a sense of their experiences. Don't hesitate to reach out to several companies directly and ask questions. A reputable company will be happy to address your concerns and explain things in a clear and understandable way.
It's like interviewing candidates for a job.
Exactly. You want to find the best fit for your specific needs and goals.
Right. It's about being an informed consumer,
Absolutely.
taking control of your financial destiny and making choices that align with your long-term vision.
Exactly. Choosing a gold IRA provider is a significant decision. Take your time, do your research, and trust your gut. If something feels off or too good to be true, it probably is.
That's excellent advice. It's empowering to remember that we have the power to choose and to make decisions that serve our best interests.
Yeah, it's about taking ownership of our financial well-being and, making choices that align with our values and goals. And I think this leads us to a thought-provoking point the source raises about the evolving landscape of finance and what this all means for future generations.
Yeah, it really makes you think, while gold has this long history as a reliable store of value, we're living in a time of rapid technological advancement.
Right.
New forms of currency and investment are emerging all the time, and it's worth pondering how these innovations might reshape the financial landscape for future generations.
It's like we're trying to look into a crystal ball, trying to anticipate what the new gold might be in the decades to come.
Exactly. What will people turn to for financial security and wealth preservation in a world that's increasingly digital and decentralized?
Oh, it's an interesting question to consider.
Will it be cryptocurrencies or digital assets or something entirely new that we haven't even conceived of yet?
Yeah, who knows? The key takeaway here is that financial planning isn't just about sticking to traditional methods.
Right.
It's about adapting to the times, embracing innovation, and staying informed about emerging trends.
And equipping future generations with the knowledge and tools to navigate a financial world that might look very different from our own.
Absolutely.
And that brings us back to the importance of education and open communication, not just about specific investments, but about financial principles and strategies that can adapt to any market environment.
Couldn't agree more. It's about fostering a mindset of continuous learning, encouraging curiosity about the evolving world of finance, and empowering future generations to make informed decisions that align with their own unique circumstances and goals.
It's about planting seeds of financial wisdom that can grow and flourish for generations to come. And speaking of wisdom, I want to remind everyone about that fantastic free checklist we have available over at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Oh, yeah, that's a great resource.
It's a great resource for anyone considering a gold IRA and wanting to explore this option further.
It's a practical tool to help you get started on your journey toward financial security and legacy building. Remember, knowledge is power, and taking the time to educate yourself is the first step toward making empowered financial decisions.
Well said. This deep dive into gold IRAs has been incredibly insightful, and I hope you, our listeners, feel inspired to take control of your financial futures and build a legacy that lasts.
It's been a pleasure exploring these important concepts with you.
Likewise.
Remember, financial planning isn't just about numbers, it's about creating a brighter future for yourself and generations to come.
Beautifully said. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep building that brighter future.